अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाजरीन, आज हम आपको नज़र आ रहे हैं फ्लैटो मार्कम थिएटर में। और यहाँ पर होने जा रही है तकरीब जो कि बड़ा नाम पाकिस्तानी कम्युनिटी में बड़ा नाम मिस्टर शाकिर रहमतुल्लाह को यहाँ पर एजाज़ दिया जाने वाला है और उन्हें रिकग्नाइज़ किया जा रहा है एज अ फर्स्ट ऑनररी पेट्रन ऑफ फ्लैटो मार्कम म्यूज़ियम के लिए उन्हें रिकग्नाइज़ किया जा रहा है। उनका इंतखाब किया गया क्योंकि उनकी बहुत सारी खिदमात थी फ्लैटो मार्कम थिएटर के लिए सिंस 2010। जी हाँ, इस 7 और 8 साल के अरसे में इन्होंने बहुत ज़्यादा कम्युनिटी वर्क किए और बहुत डोनेशंस दी और फिर इनका जो है इंतखाब किया गया कि इनको एजाज़ से नवाजा जाए। तो चलते हैं, तकरीब देखते हैं कि किस तरह से वो तकरीब जो है वो होएगी इनकी एजाज़ की, और आपको लिए चलते हैं तकरीब की जानिब।
Furthermore, the economic impact within the vicinity of this theater is in the millions of dollars based on studies of other theaters with a similar size. Our patrons and performers visit restaurants, they stay at our hotels, and they contribute significantly to the output of the surrounding area. And as Shakir knows well, they also buy houses and condos. As we continue to grow, our advisory board just approved our new strategic plan that will be presented to City Council in the coming weeks. We have laid out an ambitious plan for growth into 2021, and the group Intercom that created that strategic plan is here today as well. It takes into account our massive population growth that we've had since the theater was opened 31 years ago. In addition, it will ensure that the Flato Markham Theater is a leader in innovation and diversity. Now, since our Leafs and Raptors have both made it into the playoffs, I thought it would be appropriate for some basketball trivia. So I'm sure that most of you have heard of basketball superstar Shaquille O'Neal. Well, I can tell you that we've got our own Shaq right here in Markham. And by the way, I can assure you that this is not fake news. Our Shaq also lived in Florida for a number of years while he was studying architectural engineering at the University of Miami. And we were fortunate that he chose Markham as the home for his family and for his business. I run into this superstar every morning when we're dropping our kids off at school in Markham. And this superstar in our community can more than fill a shoe size of 22 like Shaq, with his impact on this city and his kindness and generosity. It's an honor to pay tribute to our Shaq, Mr. Shakir Rahmatullah, honorary patron of our beloved Flato Markham Theater. Shakir's generosity has contributed to increasing the caliber of live performances over the past 5 years, and he's been a great partner to work with. As part of my role on the advisory board, I also work with the fundraising committee. Fundraising is always a challenging endeavor, especially for the arts. However, when companies such as Flato Developments recognize the role of the arts in shaping a community, it sends a broad message that makes others take notice. On behalf of the board, we are grateful for the support of Shakir and Flato Developments, and we're excited to have this amazing partnership extended. Now, the growth of the theater and arts in our community would not be possible without our mayor, who is a champion of our theater, the programs, the shows, everything from our upcoming 2017-2018 Diamond Series to our school matinees, our Discovery program, and to our annual fundraising gala. Mayor Scarpitti was first elected to Markham Council in 1985 as a regional councillor, and he was elected as mayor of Markham 3 consecutive times. He has shaped our community, and frankly, pardon the pun, he is a huge reason people like myself or Shakir or many of you have chosen Markham as your home for your families. And let me tell you, he gets things done. Our mayor has been a phenomenal force in putting Markham on the world map, securing the 2015 Pan Am Games, pioneering internet voting, making Markham a greener city, and soon a digital destination, bringing a Yorkview campus to Markham, and the list goes on. He is also a proud supporter of arts, culture, and theater in our community. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce His Worship, Mayor Frank Skirkety.
So thank you very much, Aleem, and I want to say good evening to everyone, and I also want to say assalamu alaikum to many of our guests here tonight, and to thank you for joining us for this wonderful occasion. I want to take an opportunity to welcome Mayor Milne and thank him for coming down to the city of Markham, and I want to say that we appreciate the fact that you've taken the opportunity to come here and be part of this particular event. I also want to recognize the members of council. Aleem, thank you for the kind comments. But today, and I see Khalid Usman is here, I had to drive just a touch faster from the Police Services Board meeting that we were at all day, because I had to get changed for this event. And I see you didn't have the opportunity to do that. But today we had a wonderful presentation at the police board, and the person presenting said, you know, our team, and knowing just how many staff we have in that particular area, I asked the gentleman, so how many do you have on your team, or am I looking at it? And I knew the answer, we were looking at it, it was him. But you know, here in the city of Markham, we have a great team, and I want to say thank you to everyone who's been involved in all the success that you mentioned. And that certainly starts with our council, and I know that they're a little spread out, so you're just going to have to raise your hands, because some of you are a little challenged height-wise, I think. I don't know. But we have, first of all, Regional Councillor Joe Lee, who is here. Welcome, Joe. Thank you very much for being here. We have Regional Councillor Nirmala Armstrong, who's here. Welcome, Nirmala. Ward 2 Councillor Alan Ho, who is also here. Welcome, Alan. Ward 5 Councillor Colin Campbell at the back. Welcome, Colin. And Ward 3 Councillor Don Hamilton, who's here. Thank you very much. Wasn't looking to my right, I was looking to my left for some reason. But anyways, and then Ward 7 Councillor Logan Kanapathy, who's also here. And I want to take a moment to also acknowledge some of the members of staff that we have here this evening. The theatre comes under the purview of different commissions over the years. But so I say thanks to all of the senior leadership who've been involved, and it's been part of the portfolio. But I want to acknowledge Brenda Lebrex, who's our Commissioner of Community Services, who's here. Welcome, Brenda. Thank you very much for being here. Our Commissioner of Corporate Services, Trinella Kane, who's also here. Welcome, Trinella. And I know Stephen Chater, our Director of Culture, unfortunately was here but had to leave because of another engagement, and want to recognize him. And I know that Eric has been recognized as part of the theatre here, and he is certainly a great leader when it comes to much of the programming that we enjoy at the theatre. But Eric is not alone either. So I want to just first of all say thanks to Aleem, and I want to talk about you in just a second. But are there other members of the board of directors here at the theatre? Just put up your hand. Let's give them a hand and acknowledge them and thank them for their service. And then I'd like all of the other staff here at the Flato Markham Theatre to also put up your hand, because you do make up part of the team that has certainly not only involved in the programming, but also the production and the marketing of this place. So maybe just raise your hands, everyone here at the Flato Markham Theatre, and thank them for their work. Sorry, Shakir, you're not a member of staff. I know you think you are, but you're not. And so I just want to say thanks to Aleem for his kind words. But you know, in this community, we are very, very fortunate to have people who have come from all over the world. And what's interesting about this community, and I'm always amazed, as other members of council are, that, you know, we've lived here for so long. We're out mostly at meetings, but also civic functions. There isn't a day that goes by that there isn't a lot of interaction with the community. And then I have to say, as we all are, when we have our advertising for members to come forward and sit on committees, we get this surprise, and it just happened again just 2 weeks ago when we were looking for some people to sit on a board. People that have been busy doing what they do, being successful at what they do, and there's sort of these hidden treasures in our community. And Aline, you were one of those. When you walked through and you told us what you did and the success that you've had and that you wanted to give back to your community, we couldn't wait to sign you up. So I say thank you for the contribution that you've made. And it's great that you know, there's those of us that are here and have been here and have been here for a while. And I really appreciate the fact when new people come forward and they're so inspired by the great work that everyone has done, that they too want to serve in some capacity. So I think it speaks to, as we celebrate Volunteer Month, I think it speaks to the amazing volunteers that we have in our community that make what we do in this city very, very possible. Now I want to say we're here to unveil a plaque, and we certainly are very pleased with the fact that Shakir, through his company, Flato Developments, has been able to support the theater with the naming rights. And it was our first major naming right announcement that we had in the city of Markham. And Eric just reminded me, it's hard to believe that was almost 5 years ago. When you see some of these pictures, I don't know, I guess they're not showing them now, but when you saw the unveiling of the sign, it's incredible how fast time flies. And since that announcement, I can tell you that Shakir has continued to grow his company, but also, as Aline indicated, the generosity, not only here to the theater, but many different initiatives in the community have been absolutely amazing. Now, I do remember, I don't know what year it was, I don't remember what year, but I do remember when Shakir was new to this community. He was a quiet, humble guy. How things have changed, and I can just say that it's actually been amazing to watch not only the growth of Shakir's company, but I have to say, and as someone who's come here with not much family initially, and has been able to make a success of himself, and to see the personal growth, both in the way he's grown the company, but his own personal growth, and the way that he now speaks up and interacts, and I remember the good old days, Shakir. But anyways, it's wonderful to see that personal growth that you've had, and with that personal growth has been a stronger and stronger commitment to our community. And certainly that's evident here with the Flato Markham Theatre. It's evident for those that are involved with the Markham Stovall Hospital and the generosity of that healthcare facility within our community. I go to, as many councillors do, to countless events where the Flato company will be there supporting many charitable causes in our community. Now, I said that Shakir came here perhaps with very little family, but he not only has his head office here in the city of Markham, but one of the things I'm proud of is that he's decided to raise his family here. And his family has grown since he first came here, and his decision to raise his family here in this community, as I often say, I think that says more about the city of Markham than the fact that he's doing business here, although we appreciate the fact that you're doing business here. But you have certainly grown. You've certainly recognized an opportunity to give back to the community. And as I said, Flato does support so many different initiatives in our community. But when you first came, Aline spoke to your professional development in Florida, and certainly coming here, starting a company in an industry, by the way, and I know there's a lot of tough industries out there, but in an industry to come in as a new company and a new person, particularly in the Greater Toronto area, where there's been long established players in the industry, and to carve out that niche, I think really speaks to the drive, the passion, and the determination that Shakir demonstrates each and every day. And certainly his commitment, particularly to the arts, does not stop here at the Flato Markham Theatre. He has supported the Varley Art Gallery. He has supported numerous artists. In fact, in the early days, he'd been here for a few years, when we had the Mayor's Art exhibit in the Great Hall at the Markham Civic Center. Shakir came out as a new player in the industry, saw some of the work of our local artists. I think we bought the biggest piece that day that was on display. And I think, again, it reflects the commitment that you had of local artists, and I know you've supported others since then. And then, true to form, his condo development up on Highway 48, the north end of Main Street, Markham. The Art House, again, is a reflection of his love and passion for the arts, with not only calling the project the Art House, but having special rooms. First of all, the opportunity for activities that promotes arts within that building, so people that live there will have, usually have a rec room, a library. They'll actually have a place where they can come down and learn how to paint and engage themselves in other opportunities to develop their arts and culture within the building itself. And then there are a number of special rooms within that building that will be named after artists, not only in our community, but nationally, in fact, internationally as well. And anyone that's had the pleasure of sitting in the new seats at the theatre, I know some of you might be here for the first time, that's also a campaign that Shakir has been committed to. Aside from the commitment on the naming rights, the opportunity to raise additional money so that we could provide new seating, very comfortable seating, I might add, for the patrons that are coming here to the theatre. So I really want to say thank you, Shakir, and tonight is not so much about your naming opportunity, although it's hard to not talk about that when we're standing at the Flato Markham Theatre, but it's really a recognition of, I think, an incredible honor that the City of Markham is bestowing upon you, and that is to be the honorary patron of the Flato Markham Theatre. And as I close on that point, I saw Andy Taylor, our Chief Administrative Officer, walk in, and I just want to say thanks to him as well, because I don't believe we would have had this agreement if it wasn't for the leadership and commitment. Again, you know, we developed a naming policy in the City of Markham, and that's a piece of paper, it's a program, but Andy was committed to coming out and doing something that was tangible once we had that in place. Now, many people say there's not enough hours in a day, and there aren't enough hours in a day. So there were times when I had the opportunity to meet with Shakir and Andy, sometimes at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, to convince this love that he seemed to have to take it to a whole new level. And you know, I think it was not so much about getting the commitment out of Shakir as it was for him a promise that we would better the operations and the programming and take the theatre itself to another level. And that's what he was looking for. So it wasn't a matter that we had to meet with him a few times to get the dollars out of him for the naming rights. It was what he wanted to instill as a culture here at the theatre. And he raised his hands because I think he does believe he's the president and CEO here at the theatre because of the way that he looks over the activity and how the theatre is promoted, and he wants to see, as much as that cost per resident is impressive, he wants to see that cost come down, and he's certainly working towards it. But I want to say thanks to Andy Taylor, not only for the first agreement, but for the second agreement as well, because I know that he was someone who was pushing back, so to speak, at Shakir and making sure that the city was getting more value for a naming right that's going to continue for some time to come. And so I thank you and acknowledge the great work that Andy Taylor has done. So I'm going to get off the stage right now, and I'm going to let Aline come back up, and then we'll have an official unveiling of a beautiful I don't think this is the permanent plaque quite yet because we do most things fast here in the city of Markham, but getting those bronze plaques, it's not in our control. They take some time when we order them, but we will have the permanent one. But we wanted to do this unveiling tonight in a moment of celebration for you. Thanks for everything you've done, Shakir. Congratulations.
Mr. Mayor, I'm actually going to call you right back up along with Shakir, and we're going to do some photos with the plaque and do the unveil now.
All right, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna read the plaque from here. His extraordinary generosity has benefited youth, seniors, arts and culture, healthcare, and many charitable initiatives. Mr. Ramtula's dedication to the Flato Markham Theatre has achieved cultural enrichment through diverse, world-class theatre experiences. Dedicated by Mayor Frank Scarpini and members of council, April 19, 2017.
I guess Aleem and Mr. Mayor has said a lot of things, so I don't need to say anything, but I will be quick. If I can find my speech. It's wrong one. Your Worship, Mayor Frank Scarpini, council members, the City of Markham, Mayor Rick Mill, Township of New Tecumseh, Councillor Dobreen from Township of Southgate, Mr. Dave Milliner, CEO of the Township of Southgate, and my new friends from Grey County Health Services, Darlene Lombardi, and my new friends whom I just met today, not all of them, but some of them, from Stevenson Memorial Hospital, Tanya Wall, Margaret Barber, Dr. Jody Levac, Michael Martin, Dave Ponzo, and other fellows. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Flato Markham Theatre. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. It means a lot to me for you guys to make the time at this time of the day to come out and to support the Flato Markham Theatre and to support me. It's a great honor to be recognized by the Mayor and Council members to be the first honorary patron of the Flato Markham Theatre. I have always believed in arts and culture, and the philosophy we have at Flato Development is to work with the community and work for the community and to give back to the community. And yes, of course, there was a big push from Mayor Frank Scarpini and the CEO, Mr. Andy Taylor. We got engaged at supporting the theatre, and we were initially supporting the theatre every year, and then we started talking about long-term contracts, and eventually we entered into the agreement of the naming rights with the City of Markham to change the name from Markham Theatre to Flato Markham Theatre. It was a big commitment on our part, not just about the money thing, but if we are involved in something, you have to be 100% dedicated. And our mayor, you know, when you see him, he's so dedicated, working hard, going out in the community, council members, I see them getting involved in so many things, staff members. So when you see all these good people trying to work hard for the betterment of this community where I'm living and raising my family, it makes me feel good when I give back and when I'm supporting these things. And it goes together with the philosophy we have at Flato Developments. Because we just don't believe in buying pieces of properties and building lots of homes and making our money and be gone. That's not our philosophy. We don't believe in that. We believe in building the communities, and community building is way more than just building homes. Community building is building the hospitals, the theaters, the parks, the highways, arenas, libraries, art galleries, community centers, and many, many more things. And you know, I was this morning I was at Stevenson Memorial Hospital. I was invited over there, and they gave me a tour over there. I should be talking about Markham Hospital to be politically correct, but it's okay. I'm in love with them. They're doing an awesome job, and I was so impressed. I met with this lady there. She's in the CT scan department, and just one quick example she gave me of how she saved this gentleman's life. It really touched me. She's sitting in this small office, running this big department, saving lives. And another best thing I saw at Stevenson Memorial Hospital is that they've partnered up with Markham Hospital. Their new program is called Shine. They're raising funds to, I think, bring the database together so that if a patient goes into Stevenson Memorial, they can refer them to Markham Hospital as required and vice versa. So, amazing job you guys are doing. Keep up the good work. So, New Tecumseh is another community where we're building and basically coming back to the philosophy we have of working with the community, for the community, and building the communities. So hospital is one of the examples which we support. Yes, theater is one of the examples we support. And we will be continuing to support many other things as well in our community. And we are building in a community called the Village of Dundalk in the township of Southgate, which is about 2 hours from here. And I've been driving there for such a long time that it doesn't even feel it takes 2 hours for me. But yes, it takes 2 hours to get there. And there's a local hospital there, Markdale Hospital, and we're trying to work with them as well. And Darlene, thank you for coming out. And I can assure you that we are committed to any community where we go to develop. We will be part of that community. And we will be, actually, I should say, I'm making the announcement now that in any community where Flato is going to be building, every year we're going to be giving out 2 scholarships to 2 students. One will be geared towards the arts, and the second one will be geared towards construction. So, for example, in Dundalk, Markham, New Tecumseh. So these are the places, and we are going to be seeking help from the local municipalities to guide us. The scholarship winners will not be chosen by us. They will be chosen by the municipalities. I believe in the youth, and it's the youth who is going to grow and run our communities and eventually run our country. I've also brought my son out over here, not so that he can have fun time over here and he can have free food, but for him to see and for him to learn and to become part of the community. And that's what I'm teaching my other 3 kids as well. So we are here today because I have passion for the arts and culture. I believe in it. I do collect so many art pieces, and I've collected so many of them that my wife tells me, honey, we're running out of space now. Stop buying them. And she's even asking, do you understand what it is? And I'm like, actually, no, but I love it. So let me keep on buying them. So one quick thing I would like to mention about the theater, what excites me more, and the team we have, our general manager of the theater, Eric LaRiviere. He's always involved in bringing new shows, new things, making things better. Scott with him and his entire team, everybody behind the scenes at the theater, they really work hard. So all we see here is there's a lot of good people working so hard to make all these things happen. This media wall behind us, Eric called me one day, Shakir, I want to see you. And whenever Eric calls me, I want to see you, it's not a good thing. It's an expensive thing. But this was okay. So Eric came up with this idea, and he always drops the name, the CEO and the mayor wants it. So of course you are under the pressure, right? So I said, okay, we'll do it. So it came out nice, looks good. And another thing at the theater we've started doing, thanks to the support from Mayor Scarpity, and thanks to the hard work of Eric LaRiviere, of Every Child, Every Year program. Every year, every child from grade 1 to grade 3 will come to the theater free of charge. There will be no money charged to them. And we're working on, no, I should say we, Eric is working hard with them there to grow this program even better. Because Kids will come here, watch the shows, enjoy the theater. It is a must requirement because it's required for the development of a child. A theater is required, like a hospital. We don't recognize the need of a hospital until one of our family members is there or a friend is there. Theater is part of the community. It's a must. It's a mandatory thing. That's what I believe in. So, talking about the great things of the city of Markham and the pressure I get from them, our CAO one day calls me, Shakira, I want to see you. And I get excited, wow, the CEO wants to see me. So we're talking, he's like, Shakira, great work, naming rights agreement, looks good, the sign looks good. By the way, the mayor wanted me to tell you we're installing new seats in the theater and you are going to be raising $100,000 for it. So I said, okay, sir. Who's going to say no to the CEO, and especially when he keeps on dropping the mayor's name, right? The mayor wants it, the mayor likes it, the mayor said this, the mayor said that, right? So, anyways, so I'm like, okay, sir, nice meeting you. I'm going to be gone. He's like, no, you have to give me the commitment right now. I said, okay, we'll raise the $100,000 together. He said, okay, I'll help you, but what are you personally going to contribute? So I said, okay, sir, we'll give $25,000. So where is the check? It's right here. So, sir, I brought the check with me today. As I promised, I will be giving you the check after this speech. So in closing, I would quickly say that Markham is blessed with a lot of good people. I know our mayor, our councillors, always working hard, but we are blessed with some great community people, and we have our friend, Mr. Khalid Usman, who has dedicated his life to raise money, or I would say for the betterment of this community. I always see him, I was going to say he's always harassing me for money, but I was, sorry, cut. No, he's always working hard for the Markham Stouffville Hospital. So hint, Stevenson Hospital, you need to talk to this gentleman here. He can raise a lot of money. He just raised about $2 million for the Markham Stouffville Hospital a few weeks ago. So we're blessed to have good people like him. Our chief of police is not here today, but I see his rep. Sir, thank you for coming. Yes, Mr. Fred Moffat, yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming. They do an awesome job. Fred and his team and entire York Region Police, they do an awesome job to keep us safe. And we thank them. Without them, we wouldn't be this safe. So thank you, everyone. It means a lot to me for you guys coming out today. And thank you, Mr. Mayor, for believing in me and for believing in Flato Developments. So ladies and gentlemen, I can assure you that by having our name on the theater and by me recognized by the mayor and council members as the first honorary patron, the job is not done. In fact, the job is just starting now. And we are going to be making other announcements of what things we're going to be doing to make this theater even better. And Mr. Mayor, you are going to be proud of us. And very last thing, one more thing we were able to do, we were able to bring a couple of Bollywood stars at the theater. And my friend Amir Shamsi was able to bring Shreya Ghoshal, and that night we raised $25,000 for the hospital. So sir, keep on doing those things, please. And next year you have to bring a star from Hollywood. Our mayor will only be happy when he sees a star from Hollywood. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you. With your permission, I would like to call our artist, Mr. Fahim Ali. He's a painter, he's an artist. He just did a recent documentary, which was very well supported by the province, and premiere was at the event when it was released by Canada Pakistan Business Council. And he has done this painting for me. And I would like to say that I told him to give it to the city of Markham, so that's what he's doing. He's here. So, Mr. Mayor, please, Mr. Finn.
Just very quickly, and I know some of you can't see this, but the painting is entitled Flight to Future. And I just want to say thank you for having Fahim Ali create this beautiful painting for us. I was also at the premiere showing of Maple Morning, which featured the incredible contribution that Canadians of Pakistani origin have made to Canada. And there were several prominent Pakistani Canadians that were featured in the movie. And I think this is a wonderful title, Flight to Future. And I really think it represents what Markham and indeed Canada is all about. Many people from different parts of the world have come to the city of Markham, to many communities in Canada. And they came here to create a better future for themselves and for their families. And I just say, in that quest of creating a better future for themselves and for their families, you created the best country in the world. So thank you, and thank you for this wonderful day.
I want to say Andy should probably look into timeshare sales. And by the way, Shakir just mentioned to me that Shaq is actually a name that his personal friends used to call him. So if many of you want to adopt that name for him, I think he'd welcome it. Now we'd like to call Shakir back up to intro a clip from Maple Morning.
Like Mr. Mayor said, Maple Morning was a documentary completed by Mr. Fahim, and he picked limited or few Canadians of Pakistani origin. There's many success stories, but he picked a few, and we're going to be displaying a short clip of that. And I thank him for doing this work. It's supported by us and Canada-Pakistan Business Council. So thank you, sir, and keep on doing those things. So please watch. It's a 5-minute clip, and I hope you like it. Thank you.
Canada.
Pakistani community and many individuals within the community have truly made an incredible contribution, not only to Markham, but I have to say right across the Greater Toronto area. Another individual in our community is Shakir Ramatullah. Flato Developments is home here in the city of Markham. Their corporate head office, in fact, is right across the street from City Hall here. I can see their sign on their building, and they've made so many contributions to so many different charities in our community. And Shakir is just one of those young people who's making a difference. And with the success that he's had, he's given back. I say that I can see his sign across the street on his building, but he also can look across the street, and I think he can see his sign on our Markham Theatre. And now it's affectionately known as the Flato Markham Theatre. And of course, his new project, the Art House, is a reflection of the commitment that he's made to further the arts within our community. And he too has made incredible contributions to the Markham Stokel Hospital. The Pakistani community in the city of Markham continues to make a wonderful contribution. And in many respects, we've honored them by naming streets in our community: Peshawar, Lahore, and Karachi. Those streets are visible within our community, and they truly are a reflection and a sign of respect for the great contribution that Pakistanis have made here in the city of Markham and in our country.
Shakir Ramatullah is president and founder of Flato Developments. He has found great success and has shown dedication in giving back to the community in and around the Greater Toronto Area, and has been recognized for his contributions.
And I consider myself very lucky that my dad chose Canada as our new home. I'm raising my family in Canada. I'm based in Markham, Ontario, which is my home. I've started my company, Flato Developments, from Markham as well. Now my company is developing communities all over Ontario. We have different sites happening within the GTA. So I would start from Markham, then go to Vaughan, Brampton. We also have a community happening in Dundalk. There's always something new happening in my life, and I'm always opening up new challenges for myself, looking into new possibilities of developing communities and building homes, and to see a community happening from raw land to a mature, built-out community where families are living, kids are playing in the parks. That gives me the satisfaction. Canada has given us everything, so it's our part to work hard and to give back to this community, and we need to prove to everybody living here that we're good people, we work hard, we're smart people, and we give back. Oh, I'm blessed with a great wife and 4 lovely kids. She was with me when I started the business. At that time, we didn't have any kids, and we were expecting Ishal when I opened up the business. So those were the challenging times we had, and yeah, Ishal the first one and the best. And those were the challenging times.
I'm proud to be Shakir's wife. He's a wonderful man who's contributing not only to his family but also to this community. I hope in future my kids walk on the footsteps of their parents.
It's unbelievable to see the amount of talent across this country with the art we have here with the film talent as well. And I'd like to thank everyone for coming this evening. If you have tickets reserved for tonight's show, please pick them up at the box office, which is just on the other side of the doors here. And if anyone needs to use the restroom, they're just in the back corner over here. There's more to come. I'd like to now kindly invite you to proceed to the Flato VIP lounge, where a reception will be held. Thank you very much.
जी बिल्कुल आज मेरे साथ इस वक्त मार्कम थिएटर में वेरी ऑनरेबल मिस्टर शाकिर रहमतुल्लाह जो कि फ्लैटो डेवलपमेंट के प्रेसिडेंट हैं मिस्टर शाकिर रहमतुल्लाह यहाँ पर हैं। अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर, कैसे हैं आप?
वालेकुम सलाम, ठीक ठाक।
जी कैसा लग रहा है? सबसे पहले तो मैं बताना चाहूँगी अपने नाजरीन को भी और जो कि देखने वाले हैं उनको बताना चाहूँगी कि यहाँ पे जो अचीवमेंट आज हुई, इतनी बड़ा इवेंट हुआ जिस पे इनको हमारे मिस्टर शाकिर रहमतुल्लाह को यहाँ पर फर्स्ट ऑनरी पेट्रन का इन्हें मिला एजाज़ जो कि फ्लेटो मार्कम थिएटर की तरफ से मिला। तो सर कैसा आपको लगा?
बहुत अच्छा लगा। Basically, it's been going on for a long time. The work we've been working with the City of Markham. Finally, City of Markham Mayor ने और City of Markham की Council ने मुझे पहला honorary patron आज recognize किया है. It's a big honor for me. और मैं ये कहूँगा कि yes, it does feel good, but it comes with big responsibilities as well. और inshallah I'll be doing my best to make our community proud.
थैंक यू सो मच सर। और यहाँ पर मैं सबसे पहले ये बताती चलूँ कि आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो। ई आवाज़ की पूरी टीम की जानिब से आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो। योर गोल्डन वर्ड्स, आपकी कैसी फीलिंग्स हैं एंड फ्यू ऑफ योर अचीवमेंट?
ई आवाज़ first of all is doing an awesome job. मैं आरफा बाजी आप सब लोगों से बहुत impressed हूँ. Keep on doing the work you are doing because you guys are motivating a lot of youth, a lot of newcomers to Canada. Keep on doing what you guys are doing because it's working. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for giving us a precious time. Thank you so much. Yeah, right now, today we have a very, very honorable personality with us, the mayor of City of Markham, Mr. Franks. Mr. Franks, thank you so much for giving us time. I'm representing E-Awaz TV, and on behalf of all E-Awaz team, we like to thank you for giving us opportunity to cover this event.
Well, look, I'm happy that you're here, and I want to say assalamu alaikum to those that are watching. And I think this is another great example of how blessed we've been in Canada, where we've had people come from all over the world wanting to create a better life for themselves. And in doing so, they not only created a better life for themselves, but indeed have contributed to making Canada the best country in the world. And tonight, we honor Shakir Rahmatullah, president of Flato Developments, and he is someone that has been very committed here to the Markham Theatre, certainly through the naming sponsorship, and it's now known as the Flato Markham Theatre, but also his commitment to replacement of the new seats in the theatre, and to arts and culture in our community, among many other things. So I think it's a real honor, not only for Shakir, but I think the whole community, to have him named as the honorary patron for the Flato Markham Theatre.
Thank you so much, sir. And last of all, you're looking awesome in this blue suit. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, and I appreciate you being here. And really, we're standing in front of this beautiful painting that was donated by Fahim Ali, and it's entitled Flight to Future. And again, I think it's reflective of the hopes and aspirations of people who've come from other parts of the world, wanting a better future, and indeed they've created it here in Canada.
थैंक यू सो मच सर, थैंक यू सो मच। जी बिल्कुल, आपने आज ये तकरीब देखी होगी फ्लैटो मार्कम थिएटर में, और हमने आपकी मुलाकात करवाई ऑनरेबल मिस्टर शाकिर रहमतुल्लाह से हमने आपकी मुलाकात करवाई, जिन्हें आज रिकग्नाइज़ किया गया एज अ फर्स्ट ऑनरी पैट्रन, उनके नाम से रिकग्नाइज़ किया गया उन्हें फ्रॉम फ्लैटो मार्कम थिएटर। तो बहुत बड़ा एजाज़ है, एंड आई होप कि पाकिस्तानी कम्युनिटी इसी तरह दिन दुगनी रात चुगनी तरक्की करती रहे। होपफुली आपको ये बहुत अच्छा लगी होगी तकरीब। स्टे ट्यून टू ई आवाज़, ऑलवेज़ कहते हैं ना कि हमेशा ई आवाज़ से जुड़े रहिए, और हम आपके लिए ये जितनी भी तकरीबात होती हैं हम आपके सामने लाया करेंगे। तो अपना बहुत ख्याल रखिएगा। यहाँ से डॉक्टर दिलीशन खान को इजाज़त दीजिए। टेक केयर, अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।